Good morning. Welcome to Tyler Jordan. He's new to us. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. How are y'all?
Fine. We're from Country Music Matters, and we're going to introduce you to our fans. So let's hear a little bit about you.
All right. Well, I'm Tyler Jordan. I'm originally from South Carolina. Been here in Nashville since 2010. Moved here right after the flood. Been playing music my whole life. Started out with guitar and been playing since I was about 6 years old. I just always knew that this was something I wanted to do. So after I graduated high school, I packed up everything I had and moved on up here and started hitting it. So
took the risk.
Yeah, I mean, you have to, unfortunately. You know, if you want to, you have to get out of your comfort zone if you want to make some stuff happen. So that's what you got to do.
Did you have certain expectations coming in?
I wasn't really sure what it was going to be like, to be honest. You know, maybe I was a little stereotypical about it at first, just, you know, from movies and TV shows and stuff. But Nashville's hard. You got to get up here and you got to grind and you got to dedicate your time to it and you got to network and, you know, you got to put in some effort. And I don't think that people don't make it in this town not because of their lack of talent. People come up here and they just get lost with other things like their side job or, you know, there's all kinds of things you can get wrapped up in and you have to dedicate your life to it.
Did you have stepping stones already here in place when you got here, or you just came in cold?
For the most part, I was completely cold. I did know a couple guys that played out here. A good buddy of mine, Doug McCormick, played up here a good bit, and we were friends back from South Carolina, and he was telling me about it, and he told me he could hook me up with a couple gigs. And so I came up here and just on a full leap that he would help me out a little bit, and he got me into a couple writers' nights, and I just started making friends. That's how you do it. So.
Yeah, it's a big network,
It
Somebody
is.
knows somebody knows somebody.
Always, never
Okay,
fails.
what do you feel your music style is and how you relate to people?
Oh man, well, my music is definitely true country, modern, but it's old school flavoring. So I would say probably a mixture between Eric Church, Derek Bentley, Keith Urban, and Garth Brooks. So I do try to bring my own flavor with it. I try to be original. I like for my lyrics to mean something. I don't like it to be just cliche. But I do like the music to be more modern. I'm a big fan of, you know, guitars and drums and, you know, synths and all that kind of stuff.
How are you a friend of a steel guitar?
I'm sorry?
Are you the friend of a steel guitar?
Oh, I love steel guitars. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You gotta have steel guitars.
Oh, you have to. That's what makes a whole.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
a sound.
no doubt.
The appreciation of a steel guitar player is amazing.
I know. I wish I could play one. I play multiple string instruments, but I've never had the opportunity to try a steel guitar.
See, that's another goal.
Yep,
There you go. You're here. There's no excuse.
I know it. I need to get one.
As you write songs and you're getting ready to put together like a debut single or an album or an EP, how do you determine what set of songs or which songs you're going to put on there? Because a lot of artists have songs on the shelf. You know,
Yeah.
what time? How do you know what time it is to bring those out?
I just kind of read where I'm at in my life and which ones hit me the most. You know, like I write all kinds of songs, and I did start out mostly as a songwriter. So I mean, there's a huge variety of songs that I write, and normally you just know when you hear a good song, you just know that people have to hear it, and that's kind of I follow my gut no matter what. If I know the song's good and I know people are gonna like it, I go with it.
And you work on fan feedback as well. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. They're a big
Their
impact.
opinion matters. You know, they're the reason I do this. You know, like I enjoy music, but I enjoy making people happy, and music is one of the most influential things there is. You know, and I want to be able to share my music with people, and I want them to enjoy it. I don't want to play something that people aren't going to enjoy.
Now, have you, as a fan, have watched other, say, legendary artists, and what has some of the lessons or some of the things you've taken away from them to incorporate into you know, not so much to be like them, but what you can learn from them?
Well, there's multiple things. Garth Brooks, for instance, his stage presence is phenomenal. I mean, there's rarely anybody out there that can compete with him when it comes to putting on a show. So if I could ever reach anywhere close to that level, performance-wise, I would love to do that. Musically, Keith Urban, love that guy. He is a phenomenal guitar player. He plays, you know, I don't even know how many instruments he plays, but he plays a lot of them. You know, and musically, I'd love to be talented like that. I strive to be better at playing instruments. Lyric-wise, Eric Church, he's a lyrical genius, you know, and I love the way he can say something and completely portray a whole nother idea that you would never even think around a word or, you know, a phrase. And so I try to use all that when I write and play, and they have molded me. You know, I don't want to say that I'm like Eric Church or Keith Urban or Garth Brooks, but they help mold me into who I want to become as an artist. And so, yeah, I mean, man, there's something to learn from everybody. You know, you just got to go into it with a wide mind and really just take it in for what it is.
What has been the most interesting aspect or things you have done since you came to Nashville as far as your career?
Well, signing with Silverado has been phenomenal. I mean, that's definitely one of the biggest steps I've ever took in my life so far when it comes to music. I mean, the guys are great. They're very passionate. They're hungry. They believe in me, which was a huge thing for me. You know, like I'd had a couple offers before that I didn't take, and it's just, you have to be careful in this town.
Yeah.
And
you have to feel it.
Yeah, absolutely. And they were real about it, you know, like I could tell that they cared, you know.
Well, you know yourself and you know what's right. You know, you can just, like you say, feel in your gut.
Yeah.
Like, this is wrong, this is right.
No doubt. Yeah. So I decided to jump on board, and we're hitting it hard. So.
Now, this is your first CMA Fest, correct?
It is, yeah. To be honest, I've been here 7 years, and I've never even attended it.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Because I was just going to ask you, how was the viewpoint from being a fan as coming,
well,
but you haven't been.
The main reason because, well, for the first 4 years or so when I was here, I traveled for a living. I was a pipeliner along with music. Okay. And so before I got a publishing deal, I was on the road a lot. It was a cool job because I'd work for a month or so, and then I'd have a few weeks to a month off. So I got to come here and dedicate a lot of time to it, but there was plenty of times where I was out of town. So that hindered me for the first few years of going to CMA Fest. And then the past few years, I've just, you know, I mean, I've wanted to come, but it's extremely hectic, you know, especially, you know, price-wise for parking and things like that, you know. Maybe I should have come, but I just haven't. So it's been a blast. I'm definitely going to be here from now on because this year it's been amazing.
No, what music do you have out right now? I know you're new and a lot of stuff's coming out, but...
Well, to be honest, I have nothing out. I've never released anything since I've been here. Okay. I've kind of just been stashing them all behind me, trying to pitch songs and stuff. And now that I'm with Silverado, I did just do a single on their summer compilation. That will be out June 23rd.
Okay.
So I have a song on there along with all my other label mates. And then we literally we're almost finishing up with my Songwriter Series EP. And that'll be out hopefully within the next few months, into the summer or so.
Okay.
And I can't wait to drop that one. You guys are going to love it. So.
What do you guys do in your downtime?
Well,
when you have it.
Downtime, I enjoy to write by myself. I love to ride my motorcycle. I've grew up riding motorcycles, and I've always been around them. They're just another way for me to kind of free myself up a little bit. I love to hunt and fish and, you know, do all the things that us country guys like to do, you know. And then just hang out with friends. I don't have a lot of time off, but when I do, those are probably things I lean towards, you know. I mean, granted, I do a lot of music, but music isn't really work for me. I enjoy it, and I've worked very hard to get to this point in my life to where I can do it all the time. So I love it. I have no problem with sitting around on my day off and playing some songs. So.
Now that you're with Silverado, is it more of do you have more of a social media presence?
Absolutely.
As opposed to you on your own?
I've to be honest, there for the last few years, I didn't really try very hard to be the artist aspect of everything. So I kind of lacked on the skills when it comes to media, and you know, we were all talking about it, and they're like, man, you gotta get on there and start posting more and talking to people, and you know, I agree. I was just lazy at it, you know, at that aspect of it. So I started working on it, and you know, I've always been a fan of Instagram. That one's a big one of mine. It's fun. I like taking pictures. They tell you everything you need to know right there. You don't have to say anything.
Yeah.
And but I've been trying to get better at Twitter and my Facebook fan page and all that. You can find all that stuff under music_Tyler J. On Facebook, all you'll have to do is type in Tyler Jordan. It'll pull me up,
so what's the rest of your CMA Fest like?
Well, today at 1 o'clock, I'm playing the Tavern 96. It's connected to the Bridgestone. After that, we're doing fanfare, so that'll be fun. I'll be at the booth signing stuff, and so I hope everybody comes out for that. That'll be cool. I've never done that before, so.
Well, hey, you're off to a good start.
No doubt, yes.
I heard one of your songs, and I'm like, yeah, I like him.
Very blessed.
I like
Very
him.
blessed.
Well, thank you for your time, Tyler. You enjoy the rest of your CMA Fest,
you
and
too.
we look
Thank
forward to catching up with you again.
You have a good one.
Thanks.